What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Nathan, and on this planet we send it. And what we're going to be getting in today, me and my cat, we're going to be getting into replacing the headlights on my '06 LJ. And explicitly what we're going to be doing is I got these new headlights from Headlight Revolution, so we're going to do an unboxing video, and then we're going to go right into the install. And then, although this video is just going to be one part for you guys, I'm gonna end up having to do this over a couple of days because I want to do some sort of before shots to give you guys an idea of really why I needed to upgrade my lights. And also, when we do the unboxing part, I'm going to discuss why I chose to go with these in the first place. Now, these headlights have been on back for 4 months, and I'm super excited to get them into my Jeep. But I'm gonna have to wait a couple of days so I can do this video right for you guys. All right, I got a plan in place. Let's go ahead and send it. All right, let's get right into it. Let's see here. What do we got inside the box? I don't know if it's going to be just pretty simple, just the lights themselves, or we're going to get some, maybe some merch from Headlight Revolution, but let's see what we got here. All right, got some stickers from Headlight Revolution, got the invoice. Looks like we got 2 boxes each for each headlight. Just going to make sure there's nothing else here. And then we just got some wrapping. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of this, and we'll open up just one of these boxes here just to give you guys an idea. All right, so I went with the Holley Retrofit high performance LED headlights, and I went with this because these are the retro looking classic lights that I thought would go really well with my LJ. And explicitly, I mean, there are some really good, as far as put out some great Illums lights out there, headlights that are just awesome, probably even put out more brightness than these, but I didn't want to go with them because I just don't like how the lights look. It's not necessarily a classic Jeep, but I don't have one of the new Jeeps. I wanted to just go ahead and stick true to the time of my LJ and not necessarily get into some of those headlights that kind of look like bug eyes, or they just, I just didn't like the looks of them, to be honest. I picked these because of their looks, and also because Headlight Revolution did a great job comparing some of the stock ones compared to mine. So, I will say that they already have a video so you can see how it looks explicitly on mine, but then they did sort of a generic test and showed how they were, and that's why I selected them. And there's a couple of light colors that you can get. You can either get the ones that I did that are like the sunlight LEDs. You can get the old-fashioned little softer lights that are a little bit more yellowish in tone. And then I think there's a Euro one, if I recall correctly. All right, let's just go ahead and open up one of these and see what's inside. Yeah, these Holley Morimotos are, man, they just look nice. Pretty simple. Nothing else in the box. Let's go ahead and we'll take one completely out. The wire, the connection actually looks to be pretty industrial. Looks to be very good quality. And the other thing that I'm pretty happy with, since these are Holley and Morimoto combined, for those of you who saw me upgrading my, or replacing, I should say, my halogen light, where I went with some Morimotos, those were some really great quality. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, because I don't think it's going to show very well, is I'm going to go ahead and do a very close-up picture of here and add it in just for you guys to see. I decided I would just do a little video of this to kind of show you the inside. But here you can see Morimoto 9 to 18 volt LED, 5700K, 25 watt, DOT certified, and really it's Holley and Morimoto. And I got these from Headlight Revolution. I'm not sponsored by them, but I do have to say they do a great job at showcasing the headlights that they sell. But I just want to kind of show that we got old school 7-inch light looking, just looking like from the time that it came from, time correct. And then you can see here we got the heat fins in the back for the LED cooling. And it looks like, yeah, and it looks like this connector is just going to basically, as it says, straight up plug and play. All right, so the next step you'll see me doing here is moving on into the install. For you, it's going to be instantaneous. For me, it's probably going to be tomorrow. So my primary objective, if not co-primary objective, of making sure that these lights remained true to the era that my original lights were, is met. Now, I would say this installation was pretty straightforward. The only sort of issue, which was very minor, that I had is this little dot right here, for whatever reason, on the driver's side, was sticking out just enough to kind of interfere with putting that screw in. The other side, let me go ahead and bring you over here. The other side, for whatever reason, is a little bit further back, and I had no issue on this side. Besides that, it was straightforward and easy to install. Definitely something any beginner DIY person can achieve on their own. Now, the only thing to do next is to go ahead and wait for nighttime. I'm gonna go ahead and do another test and go take some shots of where I did the previous before pictures at, and then we'll just go ahead and compare them here at the end of the video. So with the comparison, we're going to begin with the static picture. So this first picture that you're seeing is the before the original headlights. Then you can clearly see that each headlight has its own hotspot here, and they're kind of separated. Now, when we go ahead and add in the upgraded version, the Holley Morimotos, you can see that those two individual spots now become a sort of like a cyclops, and just significantly better coverage in front of you where you're driving. Now, the next one we're going to go ahead and throw up is the original high beams, and here you can see you know, the lights are doing a little bit better. They're starting to kind of merge here in the beginning, and then we'll go ahead and move over to the upgraded version, the Morimotos, and you'll see that they maintain the original beam pattern. However, they get a little bit more illumination on the upper side of the beam pattern. So the next one is my attempt to do somewhat of a controlled operational demonstration. So this is where, here at a local park, you can kind of see the low beam pattern here, and here in just a little bit you'll see me actually switch up to high beams, and the bunny's sort of bouncing around in the back there. Then when we switch over to the Morimotos, you can see we get significantly better illumination in the low beams. And then when we actually switch over to the high beams, the only thing that you really notice much different is that the tree sort of center right is illuminated just a little bit better. And the final comparison is me trying to replicate one of the main reasons why I wanted to upgrade in the first place, to where as vehicles passed me with my low beams, their regular headlights would overpower mine. It almost made it seem that, like, if a truck came up behind me and they had just the regular LED, the bright LED similar to my upgraded version, they would overpower my lights, and it almost seemed like I could only see the road that was being illuminated by the vehicle behind me. And for the final comparison, I'm going to sort of do a reverse comparison, because this vehicle that's going to be passing me on the left had lights are similar to the ones that I just removed. And you can see how my new upgraded Morimotos significantly overpower those original incandescents. Now, and for the final comparison, there's going to be a Tesla passing me with some new bright LEDs. And you can see at best they can only match me, if anything, and not significantly overpower me like previous vehicles used to. All right, that's going to go ahead and wrap up this video. You know, and I do want to say that I was originally contemplating getting like some Baja designed pod lights and putting them on my A-pillar, because I just didn't have the illumination far forward like I wanted to. Not necessarily that I'm going to be Baja-ing out there, but it's just at least my original headlights weren't cutting it, period. And now I'm rethinking that, because I think these headlights are going to be just fine for me when I get out into the dirt. Now, I will say I will probably have to do one modification. Currently, my fog lights are tied into my stock fog light switch. And so with that, it has a kill switch whenever I turn them on to high beams. So I want to move those over so I can operate both my high beams and my fog lights on, you know, at the same time. And then I think that's really going to be all the illumination I need. So these cost me about $400. These headlights cost me about $400. I installed them myself, so that's all they costed me. And the Baja designs themselves were also going to be around $400, plus the A-pillar installation and, you know, running the wires and everything. And I don't think I'm going to need it anymore, because these lights are impressing me, and I am just so far extremely satisfied on my initial impression. But as always, when I do a sort of an unboxing or a review of a product, if anything bad happens, I'll go ahead and you know, bring that to you and let you guys know immediately. But so far, I'm extremely pleased with these new headlights, and I think they are exactly what I needed. But anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.